Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2018 Lifetime Achievement Awards. My name is Pahinui with the Hawaii Academy of Recording Arts. First off, thank you to all of you for joining us this morning. This is the most prestigious award of the Hawaii Academy of Recording Arts. Surrounding us in the room here are the Board of Governors from the Hawaii Academy of Recording Arts. I'd also like to acknowledge the chair of our Lifetime Achievement Award, Mr. Julita Molina, which continues to build to the excitement of this wonderful day. Just want Album of the Year, Artist of the Year. This is not just of the year. This is lifetime. This is legacy for those who have left us beforehand and who we are honoring today, who have gone before we have. But again, this is the highest award for lifetime achievement. And we're so happy to see so many smiling, happy faces here today, and all the way. This place smells good. Also, we got some mono food for you. This is kind of our new home, the Manoa Ballroom at the Japanese Cultural Center, and we're happy that everyone could be here. A couple of really fast notes: make sure that your parking has been validated. Also, our program, not the lunch, but the program a little bit later on is going to be live streamed at Hawaii 808 or channel 808.tv. So if there's someone who couldn't make it here, Hawaii channel 808.tv is where it will be live streaming, and it will also be broadcast on K5 at some later date to be determined later, and we'll try to let you know. But once again, please enjoy, and we would also like to thank Valea, who's on stage here outside. And don't forget our silent auction items that we've had out on the lanai. I know it's hot, it's humid, do not blame me. I don't control it, I'm just the messenger. So again, the silent auction will be closing at 12:45. So we've got a little bit of a while to do that, but 12:45 is when we'll have the closing of the silent auction. I will definitely keep you posted. In the meantime, we'll have the banquet captain coming to your table, let you know when the buffet will be, when you can go to the buffet. Those who are being honored, please do not get up, because we members of the Board of Governors will come and serve you your brunch this morning. I'll never eat you. I know you like to charge the banquet buffet line, you know. But so anyway, please enjoy and enjoy the little sounds of Walea.
I step on it, you can change his way. Yeah, Uncle. I think I have money, so I have to follow her. She's right. She's right.
We're going to start the program in about 5 or 10 minutes, which is long enough for a hana ho. Do I hear one? Gentlemen, from Malaya, one more please. And if anyone still wants to come up and dance, we encourage that behavior this morning.
And you know, Mike is probably stressed out.
So if you know the story, please join us.
I've been on sunrise, which basically means I've been rolling out of bed at 2 in the morning. So this is like the middle of the day or the middle of the night for me now. But also, I wanted to draw your attention to the second page in the program. The not really small print, but it does say, please feel free to revisit the buffet for as long as it is open during the award show. So hope you guys had enough food. How's the food, folks? Good? Before we begin the program, I wanted to acknowledge some of the Lifetime Achievement Award winners who are with us today in the audience. And we are so glad that they were able to spend once again some time with us. I'd like to begin with one of the Lifetime Achievement Award recipients from 2004, former Hara President, Miss Marlene Tsai. From 2005, a Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, Alama, is here. From 2008, we have some members of Alama here with us today, including Kimo, Hanani Apoleona, and Jerry Santos. In 2011, Hara inducted Keaulana into the Lifetime Achievement Award as Lifetime Achievement Award recipient. One of the members of Keaulana is here, and also a member of the Hara Board of Governors, Julita Molina. He's somewhere. 2012, a gentleman that I've had the pleasure of working with several times in several different locations, venues, and events, Mr. Kimo Keaulana. Kimo. Then we skip all the way to 2015. We have a couple here. One of them, another member of the Board of Governors, and also the couple at the Kabayahopo Church, joining us this morning after services, Kenneth Makuakane. Here, Kenneth. And also from Puamana, someone who decided she just could not sit down with the music playing, Mihana Souza. Mihana, over there. Oh, good to see you. From 2016, one of the Lifetime Achievement Award recipients was Elaine Akko Spencer. And from 2017, recipient of the Crash Keaulana Industry Award on behalf of Territorial Airwaves, and someone who's also integral for our Lifetime Achievement Award. Basically, this ceremony that you see here, Mr. Harry B. Soria. So sit back, relax. We will very momentarily begin our program. Once again, it is live streamed. We're live streaming already on channel 808.tv. So once again, also this will be broadcast at a later date on K5. So if you are here with someone you're not supposed to be with, please take your seats now. A reminder as well, the silent auction will be closing at 1 o'clock. Bids will be accepted until 1 p.m. 1 p.m. So you got about 70 minutes, I think. So make sure that, we'll also remind you as the show goes along. So back, relax, we'll be back in just a couple of moments and we begin our Lifetime Achievement Awards for 2018. Wow.
Welcome to the 42nd Annual Lifetime Achievement Awards. My name is Ben Gutierrez. I am with Hawaii News Now, and I'm also a member of the Hawaii Academy of Recording Arts Board of Governors. And it is my pleasure on behalf of the board to welcome you all here today as we honor some greats in the Hawaii music industry with Lifetime Achievement Awards, and we also honor two with Lifetime Legacy Awards that basically honor them even though they have passed on. At this time, we have a special Senate commendation for each of our honorees, and to tell us a little bit more about them is State Senator and past President Brickwood Galataria. Please welcome the Senator.
Aloha! Oh, it's like family reunion time. Great to see everybody here today. Mahalo nui loa to Chairman Julita Molina and President Pahinui for allowing the state of Hawaii to share a few words. I'm here today to present, if that's the correct word, on behalf of my colleagues in both the State Senate and House, and acknowledge greatness and also offer certificates of recognition for lifetimes of dedication to our culture and our music. So allow me just a couple of moments, and thank you very much for this Academy, to share some thoughts on our recipients, to the memory of one of Hawaii's most gifted vocalists, Martin Pahinui. I see the family over here. Martin illustrated a firm commitment to both honoring and extending the Pahinui legacy. To Madame Alapai, I assume her family is here. She reigned as the kahuli, or the diva of the Royal Hawaiian Band in 1898. We'll learn more about her. Well, posthumous congratulations to both. Now to Sam Kimo, I saw Sam over there. Well, Sam is over there, right? Yeah. Hey, we've been following your work for years, Sam. Congratulations. He's written over 50 songs. I know that. Congratulations to you. And your work with Tony Lindsay and your work with Kawai Kake, you know. I was a fool, broke every rule. Congratulations to you, Sam. To my friend Al Harrington, right over here. On behalf of the State Senate, congratulations to you, Al. The South Pacific man in the 70s and 80s. He, along with Don Ho and Danny, Kini defined entertainment in Hawaii. Thank you so much, brother. What most people don't know is that Al was the closer for travel industry briefings. So he'd go up there and he'd sell. He'd make the grandmas cry. He'd make the veterans stand up and salute. And then he'd say, bye. So he's a show businessman. Speaking of show business, many of us
in the music business prefer the warmth of the spotlight to the ledger and the financial
documents that go along with the business. But that's what
my good friend Mike Kelly comes in. Right? I was mentioning to some of our my colleagues in the State Senate, well, who's Mike Kelly? So Mike Kelly is the guy who helped us balance the books, right? As a matter of fact, when he took over as general manager of KCCN, was it 1420 or was it FM 100 already? Okay, 1420. That's back in the day. He actually brought some sense and some balance because we had some offshore owners, and they hadn't got a clue about what this place is all about. But Mike brought that, so he's a class act, and thank you so much, man. Yeah? And I'm coming to an end. There's only a couple more guys, but I want to take this opportunity on behalf of the legislature to thank you guys. My good friend Kimo Alama. There's so much to share about Kimo. Too much to share about Kimo. And he's performed professionally, many different venues. He's judged many different competitions, including the Merry Monarch Festival. Respected Kumuhula for the Department of Education. And he continues to do full-time work at HCC, if I'm correct when I say that, And he's a graduate of HCC and UH, but I'm here today, mostly important for me today is to say congratulations, because we're fellow classmates along with Makua Kani over here, class of 73, proud to be coming to school. Right? And so without hesitation, I say congratulations, Gerald. Hey, you never know his name was Kimo. Until we went to school. And finally, you know, I'll be retired from the state senate. Like it or not, I'm gonna hell yeah, retiring on November 1st. And so, no, this is the story. So 10 years ago, when there was the opening of the state legislature, and I see some politicals in the crowd too, so they'd understand. So, my friend Willie K showed up at my office, right? And this is opening day, and everybody's kind of levitating already. It was wine 30 already. And we're celebrating and celebrating and celebrating, and then when I got up from my nap, still in my coat and tie, in a sitting position, next to me was Willie Man in his sitting position, waking up from his nap with a guitar in his hand. I would say that everyone, Willie included, is the total package. And with that, I'm going to finish up my thoughts of all of the dynamics that make up the total package. Okay, one is heart, and that's probably the single most important attribute to every true artist. They must have heart. Conviction, drive, perseverance. This is what fuels an artist's total and absolute belief in oneself, and the belief that your music is an unrelenting force. And that's why you're being honored here today, because you are an unrelenting force. Originality. I'm almost proud of that. Originality, right? You look at each one of our recipients, they're all originals. That's the game-changing quality that embodies the artist's persona. Great artists evolve their image as time goes by, and eventually it becomes a brand unique only to themselves. And I think if you look at each one of our recipients, from now all the way back, each one was an original. And then there's the live performance, because we're all recording artists too, but great music played live by a powerful, exciting, charismatic performer gets taken to a much higher, more memorable level. Some people are born to play live. Well, in this case, my dear friend Kahayali is live. So, with that, the final quality of the total package that is the Lifetime Achievement Award winner is aloha. And we feel it, and we know it, and they give it, and we love them for it. So congratulations to everybody here today on behalf of the State Senate, and on behalf of the House of Representatives. I'll even go as far as saying on behalf of the Governor of the State of Hawaii, on behalf of the Congressional Delegation, I'll leave out the White House for that. But congratulations to you all. And mahalo nui loa for your Lifetime Achievement Awards. Aloha.
If you're retiring from the Senate on November 1st, you free for MC gigs and stuff? Yes! All right. Thank you very much, Senator Galataria. And now for our first Lifetime Legacy Recognition Award. It is presented to the family of Julita Molina Alapahi, also known as Madame Nani Alapahi. Please watch the screen.
A diminutive Kauai girl who never took a voice lesson in her life would become a Hawaiian diva recording artist, the featured vocalist of the Royal Hawaiian Band, and the foremost Hawaiian prima donna of the early 20th century. Julita Nani Molina was born in Wainiha, Kauai on December 1st, 1872 to Keoki Halimanu Punana Ukeke and John Molina Sr. She was raised with 5 brothers and 8 sisters. Her father was an early Filipino settler in Hawaii and was given the surname of Molina, which was the Hawaiian pronunciation of Manila, capital city of the Philippines. John Molina worked as a paniolo on William Hyde Rice's Kipu Ranch. Nani was educated at the Catholic boarding school for girls. She received no formal musical training, but apparently possessed a natural ability to entertain audiences. Heinrich August Wilhelm Berger of Germany's Imperial Army Band was loaned by the German government to King Kamehameha V of Hawaii to conduct the King's Band. Henry Berger arrived in Honolulu in June 1872. 5 years later, King Kalakaua appointed Berger to full leadership of the Royal Hawaiian Band. In 1878, Nani Molina moved from Kauai to Oahu. In 1895, she married F.W.J. Alapai. Nani Alapai debuted with the Royal Hawaiian Band on December 5, 1898, singing The Belle of Honolulu at Emma Square. Apparently, Henry Berger had finally found the female soprano voice he was looking for. So, Nani Alapai, also known as Madam Alapai, reigned as the band's featured vocalist thereafter. She became known as the kahuli, the prima donna or diva of the Royal Hawaiian Band. Her voice could sing above the band without a microphone and could be heard for up to 2 blocks away. Her voice was not just powerful, but sweet, with Hawaiian oli and the ha'i accent placed perfectly. When the Royal Hawaiian Band performed at the Lewis and Clark Exposition in Portland, Oregon in 1905, Madame Alapai was the musical sensation of the fair. Audiences marveled at her voice, so naturally sweet, and her talent, so distinctively native. If Nani Alapai was not the first Hawaiian woman to record commercially, she is certainly among the pioneers. In July 1904, barely 5 years after the first commercial recordings of Hawaiian music had been made, she recorded 11 songs, some as a soloist, and others with W.S. Ellis and the Ellis Glee Club for Victor Records. The selections included Mahina Malamalama, Hilo Kupu Loke, Auhea La Wahine, Hone Aene, He Inoa no Waipio, Moani Keala, Wai Mapuna, La'au Ho'ula Ike Kino, and Auhea Oe. With the Ellis Glee Club, she recorded Pua Carnation, Le Poni Moi, Poka'i, Uluha, Maipawina Oe La'u, and Sweet Le Mamu. Famed American writer Jack London was visiting Honolulu in 1907 with his wife Charmaine. Jack described Alapai as the sweetest of Hawaiian singers. Her voice is remarkable, and I have never heard another of its kind, for it is more like a stringed instrument than anything I can think of, pure and true as all arts, indescribably musical and human. Tragically, F.W.J. Alapai died of meningitis on July 6, 1909. Nani then married watchmaker W.C. Luke on November 20, 1910, but divorced him in 1916. In June of 1911, Madame Alapai recorded 5 duets with Henry N. Clark and a single performance for Columbia Records, including Aloha Oe, Ualike no Alike, Akahi Hoi, Ku'u Plantation, and Waipiko. Nani Alapai went on to marry William Hudson, a mate on several merchant ships, in 1917. On December 9, 1923, soprano Madame Alapai accepted an engagement to sing with Joseph Kamakau at Charles Blaisdell Restaurant. Nani Alapai retired from the Royal Hawaiian Band at the age of 43 in 1926. Thereafter, Nani sang for private parties, occasional public engagements, and commercial studio recordings. William Hudson died on April 9, 1926. In March of 1928, Madame Nani Alapai and the Joseph Kamakau with the Kamakau Glee Club recorded several sides at the Alexander Young Hotel for Johnny Noble and his Hawaiians on Brunswick Records, including Na Mo'okama, Vehi Vehi Oi, Ahivela, and Ha'ili Po'i Ka Lehua. Nani Alapai's proteges included Hawaii songbird Lena Machado. Madame Julita Nani Alapai passed away on October 1, 1928, at the age of 55. Her obituary in the Hawaiian periodical Kahoku o Hawaii described how she was loved by Hawaii's people. Ha'aheo na Hawaii I kela keiki mahine leo nani no o'o I ke iiwi o ke kuaniwi. Hawaiians are proud of this girl, whose voice was as sweet as the iiwi bird of the forest. A diminutive Kauai girl, who never took a voice lesson in her life, would become a Hawaiian diva recording artist, the featured vocalist of the Royal Hawaiian Band, and the foremost Hawaiian prima donna of the early 20th century.
Here to receive the recognition award on behalf of Madam Alapa'i is Tommy Lake III, the grandson of Cecilia Parker Waipa Lake, who was Madam Alapa'i's Hanai daughter. Tommy, please come.
Love to thank the Academy for recognizing such a special lady. And when I was a small kid, I remember my Uncle Keaulana and my dad would be playing music, and I always thought the music started with them. And later I figured out, well, they're taking away my TV time because they're practicing in the living room. But eventually I got to really love the music. Later on, my grandmother, I didn't realize she actually sang. So I saw her one day after surfing at the Pula show. I said, oh, I guess the music started with her. And then later on, realizing that there's this lady, and she had a giant portrait, and it was Madam Alapa'i, and it was in my grandmother's house all the time. Come to find out, it started with her. And she left a legacy of music in our family. Our family has a lot of her names with her. My sister that accompanied with me today has her Hawaiian name. My auntie, Nani, has her first name. My first cousin, Julita, has her name too. So we're just really proud to be part of her legacy. So I'd like to thank the Academy and all the recipients today for leaving just a great legacy of Hawaiian music. Thank you.
Thank you, Tommy. Our second Lifetime Legacy Recognition Award is given to Martin Pahinui.
Carry on his family's Hawaiian music legacy and distinguish himself with some of the most memorable recordings of his era. Martin Pahinui was born on July 21st, 1951 in Waimanalo, Hawaii, the youngest of the 10 children of Gabby and Emily Pahinui. Martin was surrounded by music of all genres, from Keaulana in his own home to many other popular styles prevalent in the Waimanalo of his youth. At the age of 3, he began playing the ukulele. He strummed along while his older siblings played music in the family home on Bell Street in Waimanalo. In intermediate school, Martin began playing the guitar and joined his older brothers, Blah and Cyril, in a rock band named The Characters. Eventually, The Characters were hired for a gig in Waikiki at a club called the Monkey Pad. Their father, Gabby Pahinui, and his Sons of Hawaii bandmates were playing in another Waikiki club nearby. Gabby, Joe Marshall, and Feet Rogers would sneak into the Monkey Pad and listen to the Pahinui boys play their rock music, until Eddie Kamai would come and bring them back to their ongoing Sons of Hawaii Hawaiian music gig. At that young age, Martin had picked up the nickname Gramps because he used to like to wear overalls, in the style of many of the kupuna at that time. As the Hawaiian Renaissance dawned, Blah and Cyril gave up their electric instruments, but Martin continued to play rock and roll electronically. Finally, in the early 1970s, Martin joined his father Gabby, along with his brothers Philip, Blah, and Cyril, as well as Sonny Chillingworth, Ata Isaacs, John Gang Kupahu, and others in their groundbreaking ensemble, the Gabby Pahinui Hawaiian Band. Martin Pahinui appeared on Brown Gabby in 1972 and Rabbit Island Music Festival in 1973, each released on Panini Records. Both recordings earned universal acclaim. The group's easygoing backyard style, with lots of room for jamming, enjoyed great popularity and drew a generation into Hawaiian music. Gabby Pahinui passed away on October 13, 1980, at the age of 59. Martin then returned to his rock roots, playing in various bands on Maui and on the mainland. In the early 1980s, Martin returned home to join his brother Cyril in the Peter Moon Band. Martin played bass and sang lead vocals on many of the group's memorable local radio hits. Martin Pahinui appeared on numerous Peter Moon Band releases, including Cane Fire on Panini Records in 1982, Harbor Lights in 1983, Spirit Lover in 1984, Chinatown in 1986, Black Orchid in 1987, Full Moon in 1989, and The Music Makers in 1990, all on Kanikapila Records. On August 25, 1992, the Pahinui brothers' Panini Records compact disc reunited Martin, his brothers Blah and Cyril Pahinui, along with Rai Cooter, David Lindley, and other mainland musicians. The Mountain Apple Company released Martin's solo recording entitled Martin Pahinui on September 15, 1995. The 1990s saw a renewed interest in traditional Hawaiian music. George Winston's Dancing Cat Records spearheaded the movement through their catalog of slack key artists. The January 11, 2000 release of the compact disc Hui Aloha, featuring Martin Pahinui, George Kuo, Dennis and David Kamakatu, allowed Martin to join his brothers Cyril and Blah in the Dancing Cat catalog. Martin Pahinui then teamed up with George Kuo and Aaron Mahi in a long-running gig at the Waikiki Beach Marriott Resort. The trio released Ho'olohe on June 17, 2003. During his musical career, Martin often toured the mainland USA and Japan. Martin Pahinui could play bass guitar, slack key guitar, and electric guitar, but there was also his extraordinary singing voice. He distinguished himself with his seemingly effortless dynamic vocal range, which could descend into a deep, low, resonant bass or soar to a high and haunting falsetto. Martin always felt that his father was a huge influence on the entire family. As an individualist, Gabby taught his sons to do things in their own way as well. Gabby taught them to respect Hawaiian songs and the composer of those songs, but at the same time, to not be afraid to express their own feelings when they play. Martin learned to respect the song as well as the composer and the performers, but at the same time to trust his own instincts in his music. Martin Pahinui passed away at the age of 65 on March 28, 2017. Throughout his life, Gramps, Martin Pahinui, enjoyed golfing, fishing, and spending time with his wife Ruth and their two sons, Gabby and Khaled. He adored his grandchildren and his entire extended family. The youngest member of a musical dynasty would carry on his family's Hawaiian music legacy and distinguish himself with some of the most memorable recordings of his era.
Here to accept the Lifetime Legacy Recognition Award for Martin Pahinui, Ruth Pahinui, and Bobby Hall.
Stuff you guys covered everything pretty much. Okay, anyway, it's going to be short. First of all, I have to thank the Lord for all his blessings. My sons, the family, relatives, friends that are here. Thank you to the Board of Governors for our police order. It was a loving, husband, father, grandfather, brother, uncle, musician. Yeah, he was far from perfect, but I do know this. What a musician he was. Such a humble spirit. He loved the Beatles. In fact, he told me that's how he learned how to play music. It wasn't his dad, it was the Beatles. He taught his dad, Gabby, some Beatles songs. Also, when his dad would hear a rock and roll song that Martin was listening to, he'd say, son, show me the chords. I'd like to thank all the people he played with, and there's too much people to mention, but thank you to all the people that he played with. From the time he was young, playing an upright bass, standing on a chair, until 2014. I'd like to acknowledge his dad, Gabby, and Peter Moon for opening the doors for Martin. All the producers and record companies that Martin worked with. Almost well. His all-time favorite thing were firecrackers. Sulfur did it for the brother, let me tell you. For him, and also Darth Vader from Star Wars. Every Halloween, he would be giving out candies, fully dressed, with his lit lightsaber and Darth's voice thing attached to him. Parents and kids got a kick out of that. Before he passed, I asked him what he wanted to be dressed in for his reunion. Of course, it was Darth. Everyone, including the people at the funeral parlor, got such a kick out of that. He got cremated in that outfit. Yeah, people were stripping out, man. They were looking at me, I go, no, him. And I made sure, I told him, brother, you better make sure this is what you want. Because you better not come back and haunt my So anyway, so on behalf of my husband, myself, my sons, and their families, my relatives who are here and friends, thank you all thank you all that was responsible for this honor. He's so loved and truly is. Thank you.
Well, I learned a lot today. Mahalo. Also, it is time now to go into our Lifetime Achievement Award honorees. Our first is William Abihilima Kahayalini, better known as the incredible Willie K.
A 6-year-old member of a family band on Maui would one day be dubbed the Hawaiian Hendrix and the Polynesian Pavarotti. William Avihilima Kahayali'i was born on September 1st, 1960 in Lahaina, Maui, to Wilmot Manu Kahayali'i Sr. and Ipo Kahayali'i. The family of 9 brothers and 4 sisters included sons John, Willie K, Wendell K, Wilmot Jr., Waylon, Wade, Warren, Adarna, Levo Kaupio, and Daniel, and daughters Denora, Eliane, Elaine, and Angeline. Manu Kahayali'i was a famed Hawaiian jazz guitarist. His wife Ipo was a singer. All of the Kahayali'i children were encouraged to pursue music, but it was Willie K, the second of the 13 children, who seemed to possess the most natural talent. As an 8-year-old, Willie watched television with his father as Mario Lanza sang in the opera in the 1951 movie, The Great Caruso. The experience marked young Willie's soul. At 8, Willie also began performing with his father, who kept a close watch and strict rein on Willie's burgeoning musicianship. Manu Kahayali'i was a tremendous influence on his son Willie. Manu could play anything, from jazz to blues to Hawaiian. Manu groomed his boy for his musical life ahead. As an integral part of the family band, Willie learned to play every instrument that might be needed in the show, including guitar, ukulele, and bass. Before long, he was a virtuoso on each instrument. Willie also performed in several bands in school, playing rhythm and blues, rock, salsa, country, and Hawaiian. Upon graduation, he led the popular West Side Maui rock band, the Buggas. But in 1987, Willie experienced wanderlust and journeyed to San Francisco to experience firsthand the music that he was hearing on radio and seeing on television. He lived on Tamalpais Drive in Corte Madera, Marin County, right around the corner from the famed Silver Peso, and earned money as a member of a rock band called Spontaneous Combustion. San Francisco's music scene taught Willie uniqueness, individuality, and passion. Upon his return a few years later, Willie appeared in a series of small clubs and lounges in Waikiki and Maui. But the release of his first CD, Kahaiali'i, on KDE Records, exploded upon the airwaves in 1991. After his father's death on June 29, 1993, Willie K returned to Maui to be closer to his family. Willie found himself trying to make all the fans happy, but in the end, some didn't appreciate it. Willie experienced feelings of betrayal as his career briefly dipped, and as he grew depressed, he sought comfort with substances. But after 4 years, Willie grew out of it and reassessed his values and goals. Just then, John DeMello of Mountain Apple Company called Willie K and invited him to produce Amy Gilliam's Hanaiali'i album. Their subsequent success as a recording and performing duo is legendary. Their 9-year collaboration included a personal relationship. Later, Amy's brother Eric Gilliam and Willie formed a duo called Barefoot Natives, spending a year in the studio, then following up with tours of the mainland U.S. Since 1991, Willie K has been featured in 14 musical projects, plus DVDs and movies. Before today, Willie K has been awarded 18 Nahoku Hanohano Awards, beginning in 1992. His debut album, Kahaiali'i, won 4 awards in 1992, Hawaiian Tradition won 3 awards in 1998, Hanaiali'i won 4 awards in 1999, Willie Kalikimaka won 2 awards in 2000, Barefoot Natives won an award in 2007, Slack Key Circus won an award in 2008, Uncle Willie K won an award in 2010, Willie Wonderland won an award in 2011, and Warehouse Blues won an award in 2012. Willie K has been practicing martial arts for 25 years. He holds a black belt and has been running a martial arts school for children for several years in Lahaina. Willie K has a beautiful Maui home, a loving wife Debbie, and daughter Lucy Tiana. The Willie K Charity Golf Tournament now raises funds each year to support Maui Memorial Hospital's oncology unit, as well as raise money for the treatment of cancer patients and families in crisis. In February 2018, Willie K was diagnosed with lung cancer, but he has steadfastly exuded positivity in his fight against small cell carcinoma. Willie K, who has spent much of his life giving back to others, is now receiving the support of all of Hawaii. Willie K's prodigious talent, packed with onstage charisma as a musical chameleon, has earned him fans including Steven Tyler, Prince, and Barack Obama. Willie K has toured the planet, sharing his incredible gifts. A 6-year-old member of a family band on Maui would one day be dubbed the Hawaiian Hendrix and the Polynesian Pavarotti, wowing audiences in Hawaii and around the world.
I've done this before, but especially today, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Willie K.
the thank yous and stuff like that, my personal one, if it wasn't for these hardworking people, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. So I'd like to give a very special thank you to Rick Galatario, Kimo Keaulana, Frank B. Shaner, Bill Van Alzal, Mike Kelly, all the KCCN crew, they're the ones that helped out. Harry B, KGMB, Channel 4, Channel 2, what was that? Well, you guys know who you are, right? And especially a really big mahalo to the one person that made me look good on TV, although I never really looked like that. Miss Emmy Tamimbang. That's what I really want to thank. That person was probably the only one who really believed in me to become the superstar that she wants and wanted. And my last argument to Emmy was she was trying to get me to open up for Bruno Mars. Yeah, I know, yeah? Because they're good friends, and I told her, Emmy, she goes, what? I don't think you're going to get like a bunch of young Filipino kids. You like see one fat Hawaiian woman and open up for Bruno Mars. And she goes, yeah, you're right. Mahalo, everybody. God bless you guys. Mahalo for Alama.
So Willie has to get back to Maui for another gig. He's, he'll be going back to Valley out this afternoon. However, we cannot let him leave without taking the stage with us today. So he's got his bass player, phenomenal bass player, Jerry Byers, who just happened to be here with his bass. So, Willie, please share a song with us. Ladies and gentlemen, Willie K. It's live.
All right, this is for all you jazz people. Jerry and I have been doing a dinner show on the island of Maui for 15 years now. And we kind of developed like a, polo style dinner show. But we don't care who you are, what you are, we don't care nothing. We just do whatever we like. So, thanks, Man, it's too cold to play. Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me, my lover stands in golden sand and watches the ships go sailing. Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere she watches for me. If I could fly like birds on high and straight to her arms, I'd go sailing. It's far beyond the stars, it's near beyond the moon. Oh, I know, yeah, without a doubt, my loving heart will be standing there real soon. With me, beyond the shore, we'll kiss like before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again go sailing. Ladies and and gentlemen, bass guitar from Napili, Mr. Jerry Barrett. It's far beyond the stars, it's near beyond the moon. Oh, I know without a doubt, my loving heart gonna stand a little bit close, it's just a little too soon. Beyond the shore, we'll kiss just as before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again go sailing. So when we do this song over there in Maui, even, oh yeah, Charles Thompson, ladies and gentlemen, Charles Thompson, Nuno Waikiki, love you. So when we do this song, we tell the tourists this. Just because we like share some of our aloha, when you're driving on the island, you know, turn your damn turn signal off. And if you see one whale swimming in the ocean and you're on the Pali Highway, don't stop. Just so you can take pictures. Otherwise, you can find 4 big Hawaiians carrying your car home. And you don't have to know if it might be me or some other brother, because you know how we all look alike. My favorite one is always saying, and people, a really good chance if you see Hawaiians on the shore, just looking at the ocean, that means you keep your ass over there too. Because yeah, they were shocked in the water, and that doesn't mean for you to go all low and put on all your crap on your face, your snorkel, so you can go out there and boop the fish. And you guys laugh, but there's some people that's stupid, you know. Anyway, love you guys. Ole, I recorded this song in Germany. Believe it or not, I recorded this song in Germany and they love it. Allah how my without medication. Now Rosie Lonnie Dandy is the pride of Maui Island. She can surely cut a caper on the lava by the sea. When I lower my skirts to pretend a little sigh, she wiggles. Oh, by the way, I'm not born on September the 1st. October 17 is my birthday. And I wasn't encouraged to sing music. I was getting my ass beaten into playing music. So whoever wrote that monologue, erase that bullshit, okay? Don't ever try to paint a perfect picture of me, alright? Don't ever do that. Because once you start doing that, it's like, let ye who has never sinned cast the first stone. You will see me going like this. Stand right there, stand. I got this medicine, it's got THC inside. It's supposed to mellow me out. I'm buzzing like a sow. Now Rosie Lonely Dandy is the pride of my island. She can surely cut the caper on the lava by the sea. When I lower my skirts to pretend a little sigh, she wiggles and whines and wiggles all the way. Off to the hills, to the slopes of Old we ran through the bushes where the herpers love to play. I never knew what a herper was until I met my wife. No. Shut up. My wife used to work on a ranch. And she used to slaughter cattle. And then, I said, hey, what is a heifer? She goes, it's a kind of cow that gives milk and when the job out. Okay. Rosie Hawaiian cowboy.
the fundraisers for the Hawaiian Symphony. And he, I think there was like a table of people who won tickets to this event. It was a fundraiser for the Youth Symphony. And Willie went out in a full white tie and tails and he sang this song beautifully. It was the most puzzled group of Hawaiian radio station listeners at this table. Watching Willie do it, of course, you know that he did here. Congratulations, Willie. Our next... It's time now to honor our next LA honoree this afternoon. We would like to induct into the Lifetime Achievement Awards, Mr. Sam Septimo. Please watch this video. A Lahaina lad, a talented self-taught guitarist, followed his dream to Honolulu, a steady federal government job,
and a lifetime of performing his beloved Hawaiian music with Hello, nightclubs, and recordings. San Felicio Septimo, the son of Catholic Filipino immigrants, was born on May 8, 1934, on a small plantation surrounded by pineapple fields on the Valley Isle of Maui. The youngest of 5 children, he and his siblings would take turns playing various instruments and singing for fun. Sam's sisters, Mary and Connie, played the piano and ukulele, while his brothers, Frank and Joe, played guitar and the accordion. Sam eventually taught himself the guitar by watching and listening to his siblings. Although he had no Hawaiian blood, his heart was Hawaiian. He learned the meaning of many songs and the correct pronunciation of the lyrics. He eventually mastered styles from many other cultures as well, including Japanese, Samoan, Tahitian, Spanish, Filipino, country western, and rock and roll. Sam's outgoing, friendly, and comical personality soon made him the first male cheerleader at Lahaina Luna High School, and at parties, he was always happy to entertain his family and friends. By the time Sam was 15 years old, the rest of Maui began to discover his talent, and he began playing professionally. Emma Sharp recruited him to play in her group at the Banyan Inn in Lahaina Town. Her roster of musicians included her niece Cookie, as well as Jacob Lum, Bill Smythe, Philibert, and Joe Secretario. But Sam was underage, so he was secretly slipped in through the back door and camouflaged behind stage curtains and potted palms while he played his guitar. He was excited to earn $1 to $5 per night. Sam also performed with other Maui groups such as the Four Sharps, the Maui Sunsetters, and the Lawrence Covadall Quartet, also known as Larry Arietta. In those early years, Sam worked at numerous Maui establishments such as Auntie Becky's Tavern, the Midnight Inn, the Banyan Inn, Maui Noka Oi Inn, Club El Amigo, Lahaina's Coconut Grove, Lahaina's Whaler Tail Club, and my cousin's place in Kuau, Maui. In 1954, young Sam moved to Honolulu to find work so he could help his parents financially. He found a job at Pearl Harbor in January 1955, and he served for 15 years at Marine Barracks, Pearl Harbor. On July 1st, 1970, Sam transferred to the entomology department at Schofield Barracks, where he worked for the next 28 years. Sam was an employee of the federal government during the day and a freelancing entertainer at night. Kumuhula John Pi'ilina Watkins hired Sam as a musician and lead Tahitian drummer in the Polynesian Extravaganza. Other Kumuhula were soon also hiring Sam to play for them, including Joseph Kahauleleo, Joan Lindsay, Kanoi Lum, Lei Momi Ho, and Louise and Luca Keleriki's Ilima Hula Studio. Eventually, Sam created his own Polynesian group called Sam Septimo and his Polynesian Exotics. All the while, Sam was a faithful husband to his wife, Lena Ala. In 1966, Sam began to compose songs for his family and home island of Maui. He wrote more than 50 songs. Anthony Eukim Lindsay was born on April 20th, 1929 in Waialua, Molokai. Upon moving to Honolulu, Tony formed a musical group but needed a strong rhythm guitarist. Sam joined the group, Tony Lindsay and Friends, for a gig at the Big K's Tavern on Dillingham Boulevard across from Oahu Prison. The quartet consisted of Tony Lindsay, Vicky Kane, Sunny Kiao Mahuli, and Sam Septimo. They also played at Club Volcano at Nu'uanu, City Inn, Club Polynesia, Steamboats in Waikiki, La Hula Rumba at Kina'u, Wani's Club on Kalani Street, and Kohaku Bar on Nimitz. In 1970, Hula Records offered to record the group. Mentored by Auntie Alice Namakelua, they recorded their first album, Blue Darling. Sam's distinctive guitar style dominates the combo's sound. Sam's composition for his younger daughter, Renee, Ku'ule Anoi Noi, was debuted on the record. Their second release on Hula Records, Indebted to You, included another of Sam's compositions, Lamalani, written for a woman of great hospitality who worked at the Mauilu Hotel in Kihei. Sam retired as a federal employee on May 29, 1998, just in time to become a member of Kawai Pocket and the Lei Kukui Serenaders in 1999. Sam became his wife's caregiver in 2012 and began to focus on composing gospel music. Sam's days are now devoted to his wife, children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. He sings in church, restores classic cars, and raises turtles, cockatiels, and lovebirds. Sam's dream is to someday have more of his compositions recorded. A Lahaina lad, a talented self-taught guitarist, followed his dream to Honolulu, a steady federal government job, and a lifetime of performing his beloved Hawaiian music with halau, nightclubs, and recording. The Hawaii Academy of Recording Arts is pleased to honor Sam Kimo with a Lifetime Achievement Award. Sam, please come forward.
Aloha to all of you. You all out there is no strangers to me. We're all friends. It's just that I haven't met. We haven't met. First of all, I'd like to give thanks, mahalo nui kia kua, to our Lord up above. He's the number one. Without him, we're nothing. For bringing me here today, families, friends, and the Academy. You know who you are. I don't know all of you, but we are all friends and staff. I'm truly humbled and honored to receive this award, this prestigious award. Mahalo nui, especially to Alama Harrington, which I studied with her, with his auntie, great auntie in Maui, Lahaina, Maui, Auntie Emma Harrington Sharp. I'd like to also give thanks to Auntie Emma. She was the very first that inspired me to play with her in Maui when I was just 15 years old. But they had to hide me in a bag. So, and the rest of them would be in the front of the stage. Alama Farden, mahalo plenty for receiving, recognizing my efforts. I thank you much. I also like to thank Tony Lindsay, Kawai Pocket, Keaulana, the Hawaiian Heart, and the Lin family for recording 3 of my daughter's songs. Tony Lindsay recorded my youngest daughter, Renee, Keaulana, and Lamalani. Kawai Kakit recorded my oldest daughter, Maka'a Lohi Lohi, before he passed away. Keaulana recorded my second eldest daughter, Nanile, and Honolulu Bay. And the Lin family also recorded Keaulana on their, I think it was the Pua Olena label. Then I like to thank them for recording their songs, namesake songs. I also like to thank and give much aloha to Auntie Lemomiho, which I was with her before I had to shy away and take care of my wife. Auntie Kamala and Ha'aheo Kakit for helping me and supporting me. And Dane Castro of Ritz for the island where my parents, all my children and grandchildren, and all my nieces and nephews for making an effort for traveling near and far. Thank you. And also for attending this important event. And most of all, to my wife of 62 years, I thank you for being on my side when I was going through trials and tribulations. They helped me a lot also. I had the great support of my children. When I was down, they tell me to get up, so I got up. So, thank you all again. Thank you. I'd like to say a little word of wisdom, if I may. Life is not a destination. It is a journey that one needs to commit itself to reach your goal. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Septimo. And in your honor, Sam, we have Nina Robbins, Aina Singh, Heather Kalua, also known as Ehiohene, as well as the beautiful Kumuhula Leimomiho in a musical tribute to you. And Sam, I think you might know a couple of the songs, if not all of them.
Hello, my kako. We were so happy that we got to meet Uncle Sam before we came on stage today. So, we want to aloha Uncle Sam and the Septimo Ohana. We want to mahalo the folks for having us here today. We are here today on behalf of Ho'omanawanui Apo, and she sends her love and thanks Uncle Sam for getting her start in Waikiki playing music. So from Ho'o and from us, this is for all you folks. Mahalo Uncle Sam, aloha. While I gaze at you, Honolulu, in the still of the night, while the moon shines bright, a million stars twinkle in the sky. While the whispering breeze One of the greatest gifts one can receive is the gift of a song written for someone. As mentioned, Uncle Sam composed a song for each of his 3 daughters. This first melody is for the oldest, Lori Maka Alohi Septimo Malishio. Maka Alohi I'll always think of you each day, whenever we're apart. Maka Alohi Lori, you're always in my heart. Ever since I saw you, I know we never part. Alohi Lori, morning and evening star.
For the baby of the family, this song, written for Renee, Leia, Pahinui, Septimo, we want to feature the hula stylings of Keaulana Leigo Miho.
Uncle Sam has been coaching the young boys for over 50 years. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Kelly Keaulana Keaulana.
Sam Septimo and his beautiful songs. Once again, another hand for Sam Septimo. Lifetime Achievement Award. Our next Lifetime Achievement Award recipient almost needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway. He's very well known virtually by everyone in this room. The Hawaii Academy of Recording Arts is proud to give a Lifetime Achievement Award to Mr. Al Harrington. Please stand.
A Alama housing youth would lead his high school to a championship, graduate from Stanford University, and ultimately excel as a teacher at his alma mater, an entertainer in Waikiki, a recording artist, and a motivational speaker. Tausau Ta'a was born on December 12, 1935 in Malaini, a small village near Pongo Pongo, Western Samoa. Raised by his maternal grandmother until he was 3 years old, his mother, Lea Suapaia, sent for him after she secured work as a nurse in Honolulu. The youngster arrived on the SS Mariposa, and mother and son lived on 10th Avenue in Kaimuki. The major Samoan migration did not begin in earnest until 1955. His father had come to Hawaii earlier, but unexpectedly married a Hawaiian woman. Tausau's stepmother was a Kamehameha School's graduate, and she spent time helping him improve his English vocabulary. Tausau's lifelong mantra surfaced: the cup of life is always half full, never half empty. He absorbed the new cultures like a sponge and excelled. During a family picnic at Aumoana Beach, a hole man fell off his surfboard and was struggling. Lea Supuia swam out and helped the man back to the shore. Then she invited him to dinner. Milburn boy Harrington from Iron Mountain, Michigan, would marry Lea and become Tausau's stepfather. In the first grade at Liholiho School, his strict teacher, Mrs. Abreu, motivated Al to utilize his improved English skills learned from his stepfather, which accelerated his progression to academic excellence. As a result, the principal skipped Al's 5th grade at the English Standard School. The family had grown to 10 children, so they moved from Manoa housing to Alama housing, where Al attended Aiea Intermediate School. Principal Charles Griswold persuaded Al to take the entrance exam for Kamehameha schools. After Al was denied admission because he was not of Hawaiian blood, he was urged to apply at Punahou. But Al did not want to go there and be ridiculed by his Hawaiian friend. Al's father, a policeman at the Wahiawa Village Football Championship in 29 years. He attended Stanford University, graduating in 1958 with a BA in history. Even after breaking his jaw, the Baltimore Colts offered him a professional football contract. But after missionary work for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Al chose to return to Honolulu to obtain his master's degree in education and become a history teacher at Punahou School. Al began taking side work to supplement his income. In the early 1970s, he gained international recognition for his role as Ben Kukua in the original Hawaii Five-0 TV series. Hollywood called to offer additional roles in motion pictures. Al needed more income to support his 2 sons and 2 daughters as they attended Punahou School and lived in Manoa. His performance skills led him to Waikiki. Before long, Al Harrington, the South Pacific Man, was the head of South Pacific Man Productions, Inc., an enterprise that employed 85 people. Through hard work, Al owned and managed one of Hawaii's most successful companies of the era. His entertainment prowess thrilled audiences at the Sheraton Waikiki, the Ala Moana Hotel, the Hilton Hawaiian Village Dome, and the House of Lono. His South Pacific Man Records released numerous albums in the 1980s, including I Love This Land, The South Pacific Man, Al Harrington's Hawaii, and Al Harrington Show Live. Al even co-wrote some of the material. He was also a sought-after motivational speaker. Through the years, Al Harrington hosted the Hawaii Easter Seals Telethon and was active in the Muscular Dystrophy Drives, the Variety Club, Big Brothers of Hawaii, and Boy Scouts of America. Al possesses a unique combination of talent, energy, and the desire for self-improvement through service to others. Al's second wife, Rosa, is his life companion. A Halawa housing youth would lead his high school to a championship, graduate from Stanford University, and ultimately excelled as a teacher at his alma mater, an entertainer in Waikiki, a recording artist, and a motivational speaker.
The Willie Academy of Recording Arts is pleased to honor Al Harrington with a Lifetime Achievement Award. First off, Al, you have a very special friend standing next to me, and he would like to say a few words. He is also a very well-known singer, songwriter himself, as well as an actor. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chris Christopherson.
Al Harrington in the summer of 1953 on Wake Island, where we both had summer. We had a construction job working for a Hawaiian regiment. And he was a star football player at Punahou, and I was a third string player at San Mateo High. And prone to head injuries. He was big and I was small, but that summer we both worked harder than we ever worked before. And after work, we'd run lines in the sand and throw passes on that tiny atoll in the Pacific. When I returned to California, we had football tryouts for my senior year. The coach began to read off names for the first string. And he paused midway and said, "Well, I never thought I'd see this." And then he read my name. Well, thanks to Al and our time together on Wake Island, I learned things that would stay with me all my life. Things like hard work, dedication, and perseverance, and most of all, respect. Al taught me the importance of respect when I was mouthing back at him and he cold cocked me from the step of his hut. I never saw it coming. But from then on, I'd always make sure the light was at my back before I took a swig. Thank you, Al, and now please welcome for my lifetime friend and mentor, Al Harrington.
I grew up in Alama housing. And in Alama housing, after something like that, you're going to say to your friends, how you going to act? How you going to act? I am so touched. My heart is so halulu. No can say the right words. Forgive me, because I'm normally very articulate. But at this very moment of my living life, I find it impossible to express myself, other than to say, to you who have bestowed this honor upon me and my family, it's a dream that has come about impossibly. And I am so grateful. My heart is so full. And I hope that you can sense the gratitude in my heart. And my hope and my desire that everything I do and say be a blessing to Hawaii. Oh, God bless Hawaii. God bless Hawaii. Because I know, me and Kimo, we worked at tour companies, you know. Me and Kimo, I love Kimo, because we know working at tour companies is easy, because when power, they go home. You know, I work with local people.
people, one power, they go home and possibly talk stink about you. Right, Kimo? I learned that from Kimo. He went to Kamehameha school. They never let me in. Who pissed me off? Oh, this guy Griswold, he was the president, he was the principal of my school. He said, about 4 of us, he said, 4 of you guys can, I think you guys get potential, so you guys go take the test. I'm in Kamehameha school. So all 4 of us guys go up there, we take the test. We all pass the test. Except me, I get 1 letter saying you no can come. Wait, it didn't say no can. They don't talk like that at Kamehameha. You're not available for you. So I said, I cried my heart out. I told my mother, I said, Ma, why I cannot go Kamehameha school? He says, well, I told her, Ma, I steal from the same Paki store. All those Hawaiian guys, they're all going to Kamehameha school. And they said, I know can't because they're not Hawaiian. I'm Hawaiian, Mom. My mom said, no, you're not going to make them understand. So the principal said, you go take the test and you go take the test to go. But no. I said, I don't like going to that holiday school. There's a big color over here. Not the same as over there. And the principal said, you better try anyway. So I had the lucky experience of being brought together by God for certain people to encourage me to do the right thing. So Curtis L. Kid's father was my father's captain in Wahiawa, because my father was a policeman. I gotta tell you, my mother remarried this holy guy. Harrington, his name. It's true, though. The paper says it's true. It's true. Now, the holy guy, the Suapa'ia clan, that's the Samoan clan I come from. The Suapa'ia clan was having a big kind of luau at kind celebration at Alama. Can you believe it? This is my wife. God love her. Alama Beach Park, we're having this kind of this celebration, and this, you know, making food, all that kind of stuff. And this holy guy was outside riding a surfboard. But the bubble always falling off the boat. So all small kids, we all watching. Oh, look the holy, you know, can get on the boat. Every time you get on, you fall off. But my mother found this man rather attractive. That wasn't the language I used at that time. My mother swam out there and helped this holy guy get on the board, and would push his board so he could ride on the surfboard, on the wave. And then my mother had the audacity, I learned that one at Stanford. I beat you that one, Kimo. So push him on the board, and the bucko was riding home. He began to look Hawaiian, the bucko on the board. But he got very good. And then my mother invited him to come have lunch with us. And the guy came in and had lunch with us. Good looking bugger, you guys saw the picture. Good looking howling man. Irish. He used to say to me when he came to Waikiki, he says, Al, if you don't sing Danny Boy, Artisonia. He could fake that brogue, you know, and so I used to use the brogue all the time in my show, you know, tell him, everybody look at me and they think, oh, he ugly, or he brown, or he white. But anyway, my father taught me this. I'm taking too much time, I'm sorry. Okay. He said to me, Al, if you come in that door in our home, you speak English. You don't speak pidgin. When you're out there, you can speak all the pidgin you want. And when you walk in the door, you speak English. And that was the foundation that led me eventually to Stanford. That was the foundation. And besides him, I had great teachers like Mrs. Abreu, oh, big Hawaiian lady, Papa Hawaiian lady, Puerto Rican, half Puerto Rican, you know, and she made me feel so at home academically. And that's why I say to you who are teachers, and when I became a teacher, I was very much aware of Mrs. Abreu. She cared for me. She cared. And this is the thing that I hope that I got across my kids when I was teaching in school, that they know that those who are teaching them care, love, open their minds to the greatness of the world that's before us, rather than shutting it off before it begins to blossom. So those of us that are parents, we must never forget the responsibility we have to the next generation. So.
I want to have one more thing, Al, before we go, because you have a microphone like right over there, yeah? Okay. We have a keyboard right over here. Yeah. It's time, you know what to do now?
Yes, sir.
Correct, right?
Yes.
It's time to hear Al Harrington sing with the Lifetime Achievement Awards.
I'm sorry, I got carried away because
that's all right.
Willie K was so good. Over the bar. Willie K. I am just grateful that my name is on the same paper as your name. I am so grateful for that. Everything that has happened to me, I give thanks to my Father in heaven, and I give thanks to Hawaii, and I give thanks to America, the country I live in. Everything that I have accomplished here has been the result of my affiliation with this great nation, this great place called Hawaii. And I am so grateful. Chris, God love you. Thank you. I couldn't believe this guy of such high stature in the entertainment world would come to be a part of thank the Lord for my Irish father. I thank the Lord for my Samoan father. I thank the Lord for my mother. I thank the Lord for each of you who are here, looking upon this humble servant of God, trying to make a contribution. And if you ever get a chance to hire Jeanette, me and my family, and to be able to live in America, and to be able to be part of Hawaii. Look at the wonderful things that all of these people have done and have contributed to our lives. Look at the holy boy, Chris Christopherson. I love you, Chris. Thanks for taking the time, you know, and just look at, you could be in Europe and you just came back from Europe. You just came back from all the places in the world you traveled, and somebody said, come do something for Al Harrington, and you came. You came, brother. Anything you need from me, you got. When I saw you here, my heart was so full I couldn't speak. How about a nice hand for my brother? may fulfill their greatest potential, and that we may all come together in peace and harmony and love, so that we know that we are the children of God, and God has given us life so that we can work and live together, not apart, but together. To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far. To fight for the right, without question or pause. To be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know, if I'll only be true to that glorious quest, that the Lord will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest and I just screwed up the words. But I don't care, because I need to end the song. That's the kind of stuff Willie K can do. I've seen him. I've seen Willie K, man. He's so smooth. He's like butter. And the world will be better for this. That one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star, to reach. You see how she followed me right on? I'm all screwed up, but she right on. I love you, Janet. Before I leave, I want to express my gratitude and my love for all of you who made it possible for me to be here, but especially I want you to know that much of what I do is the result of my wife, Rosa. She even helped me put my makeup on. Yeah, you should see how ugly I am before the makeup. She come and she get the tube and all that kind of stuff. Oh, I'm so grateful. I tell my kids, I say, your father has a Rosa, and I hope each one of you will be lucky enough to have a Rosa too. That's my wife, Rosa. Would you give her a nice hand? You gotta stand. This is my wife. Oh, I'm taking too much time, okay? And the world will be better for this. That one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star, to reach the unreachable. The unreachable. God bless you all. May God grant you all the wishes of your lives and the blessings upon your children and our children's children. God bless America for all the rights and privileges we have to present to our children the best possible paths possible. Thank you for honoring me and my family.
What the hell am I even doing here? Al Harrington, ladies and gentlemen. Kimo. And another unfortunate Trevius on keyboards. And I don't need one face massage after a show. We still got more honorees this afternoon. This is why we only hold it once a year, yeah? Our next honoree with a Lifetime Achievement Award is Mr. Mike Kelly.
A high school job in a Sacramento record store led a young man to Hawaii, where he grew from record store management to record company ownership to talent management and ultimately to radio station leadership. Michael Wesley Kelly was born on August 8, 1946 in Sacramento, California, the son of Molly Green and Wes Kelly. Mike and sister Kathy were later joined by half-siblings John, Kim, Kevin, and Wes. In high school, Mike got a job at Tower Records, owned by Russell Solomon, a friend of his parents. After high school, Mike was drafted into the Army and served from 1966 to 1968. He was stationed in Vietnam from June 1967 to June 1968. Upon his discharge, he immediately returned to California and his job at Tower Records Sacramento, only to learn that 3 of his workmates had received an offer to open the first freestanding record store in Hawaii. Carl Schumacher, John Leonard, and Greg Carter persuaded Mike Kelly to join them. The venture was financed with a $30,000 investment by Irv Dinensky, who also fronted the initial record inventory to get them started. On November 8, 1968, 5 months after Mike's discharge, Records Hawaii opened at its first location of 1280 Keaulana Boulevard. Immediately successful, they soon moved to a massive location in the old Brewers and Cook building at 404 Ke'ikoi Street. Eventually, Mike became general manager as the other 3 pursued other opportunities. At one point, Mike created an event in the store's parking lot. More than 40,045 RPM discs mounted in the window, and a motorcycle would be awarded to whoever guessed exactly how many records there were. It was a 4-day event with entertainment each day. Mike had the group Ox for the first day, but needed more acts. promoter Ken Rosine suggested Mike hear a young duo playing at Chuck's Steakhouse on Trujillo Avenue. Jerry Santos and Robert Beaumont had just formed Olomana. Impressed, Mike hired them to play at the store. A clerk in the store, Jim Linkner, made Olomana's demo tape. Mike shopped it to Panini Records, but they suggested that Mike, Jerry, and Robert establish their own label instead. After 8 years, in 1976, Mike left Records Hawaii for a more lucrative offer at DJ Sound City out of Seattle, Washington. Mike could manage mall record stores in Alama Center and Croward Center, and could spend more time working with Olomana, eventually becoming their manager. Seabird Sound released Olomana's first LP recording in 1976. After Mike left DJ Sound City, he became a booking agent, engaging bands for gigs and handling promotions. In addition to Olomana, he retained acts for Banyan Gardens. Mike met his wife Cindy at the Blaisdell Hotel on 4th Street. They were married on January 2nd, 1985. KCCN 1420 AM was ranked number 5 in the Honolulu radio market at the time and played exclusively Hawaiian music. Wherever Mike booked Olomana, he would attempt to persuade the establishment to advertise on KCCN radio. Finally, Ronnie Hope, the KCCN GM, offered him a sales position. Olomana released Like a Seabird in the Wind in 1976, and So We Are in 1977, and Come to Me Gently in 1980. Along the way, Olomana blossomed from a duo to a quartet with the addition of bass player Wally Suinaga and drummer Willie K. On March 15, 1982, Robert Beaumont died from drug-related causes at the age of 32. Olania Poliona joined the group that same year as Olomana recovered from the tragedy. A compilation through the years was released in 1985, and Jerry Santos' solo effort, Expecting Friends, was completed in 1989. The resurgent Olomana released E Moana Kaha'aheo, Enduring Pride, in early 1992. Olomana has earned numerous Nahoku Hanohano awards. Today, Mike continues to contribute to the radio industry and other community events. He and his wife Cindy have raised 2 sons, John and Kevin, and live in Hawaii Kai. A high school job in a Sacramento record store led a young man to Hawaii, where he grew from record store management to record company ownership to talent management and ultimately to radio station leadership.
Is pleased to give a Lifetime Achievement Award to Mr. Mike K.
Thank goodness for the video. After Christopher Stockerson and Harrington, Willie K. What? Talk on the microphone. Okay, I will. First of all, I'd like to thank the Academy and the Lifetime Achievement Award Committee for nominating me. Actually, it was John Anto who nominated me. Thank you, John. I'd like to thank Harry B. for being a pleasant test so I could provide him with all those slides and pictures and stuff like that. And David Daniels for doing the voiceover of that. I've never seen that. That was nice, very nice. Especially I'd like to thank my family, John, Kevin, Johanna, that are right over there. Now in our family I have a lawyer, a doctor, and a bartender. It all kind of makes sense. I might need all of them at one time. Especially I'd like to thank my lovely wife Cindy, who's put up with me for over 3 decades. Jim Linkner worked there, Harry Soria worked there. Renaissance in the 70s, you know, just was beginning. At KCCN, I was really fortunate enough to work with people that you guys all know, Crash, Kimo, Skylark, Brother Kelly, Brickwood, sitting right here. And then the next generation, which those guys are here too, Randy Hudnall, Brother Wade, and Davey D and Billy D. So, thank you guys. I told Janet I would be less than 2 minutes. These guys have to go to work. And ending this, since I was 18, I've been in this industry, so I consider myself very fortunate that I've been able to do what I want, you know, what I loved, which is music, for, you know, my whole life. Thank you very much.
I don't think you folks have any idea how special that was. Mike Kelly does not like to talk in front of people. In our first tour of Japan to make music, they asked my lovely manager if he would introduce the group. I think 97% of the people in the room did not speak English. Michael was nowhere to be found. It's like, no, I cannot. And I'm like, he talked for more than 3 minutes about himself. These kind of occasions are so special to be able to celebrate the people who have shown their light so brightly in our industry, in our community, who teach us the life lessons that we have every day. I met Kelly because of Records Hawaii. I was playing at a place called Chuck's Steakhouse before there was any Coco Marina shopping center. There was just a little stretch of things going on there. Michael would come down from Records Hawaii and sit at the bar. I had no idea who he was. He had no idea who I was, except that that guy up there was singing. And we would sit and talk about music. And I was so impressed about his love and passion for music and the great breadth of kinds of music that he appreciated. We became fast friends, and fast forward, certainly over the years when I started making music in the group Alama with my friend Robert Bowman, we would never have achieved the kind of exposure and success I think we had at that time as young musicians without somebody who cared enough about the music to make sure that that passion was reflected in the marketing and the promotion of the music. All of us who are musicians hope that we can count on that special foundation from which our music gets to share its light with the world. So we're grateful today to be able to hang out with Mike. As you saw from the pictures, we've known each other since we both had hair. Some of us were skinny. Some of us still are. My old friend, the music brings you close to me again. I look into your eyes and see all you are to me through the years. We have shared the laughter and the tears. When life was harder than planned, you were there to hold my hand. All you tears and musical dreams have all come true in a way. And the star we've been wishing on, may it never ever fade. close to you and save a place for me. My old friend, the music brings you close to me again. I look into your eyes and see all you are to me, and therefore you go. I want you to know, when we meet again in this song, in my heart there will always be a place for my old friend. Folks, Mr. Cowboy, Kimo on the guitar.
We got to get out of the room pretty soon, that's the only problem. Anyway, once again, Jerry Santos and Cambrella, Kimo. We had a Lifetime Achievement Awards today with yet another talented musician. You've seen him here many times at the Lifetime Achievement Awards ceremonies many, many times. And today
we get to salute him. Kimo, Alama, Keaulana.
His teams will compose Nana Beach Kula, entertain and working tea, and evolved into a legendary Hawaiian music scholar and authority. Gerald Kimo Alama was born May 10, 1955 in Manoa, Oahu, the fourth of 6 children.
Geraldine Alama and David Alama Sr. Kimo's siblings are David Alama Jr., Darlene Alama, Debbie Diaz, Gary Alama, and Cindy Alama Nobriga. Kimo's family members practiced Hawaiian arts and crafts, which included hula music, implement making, lauhala weaving, feather lei making, Hawaiian quilting, Hawaiian medicine, and Hawaiian games. His maternal grandmother was the first to speak Hawaiian to him. Although initially not allowed to dance the hula, he nonetheless was attracted to it. At age 3, he began to watch his mother and older sisters take hula lessons from Mrs. Adeline Nani Maunupao at Manoa Playground. When he was 9, Kimo accompanied his younger sister Cindy to her hula classes there to sing with the other children. Auntie Adeline felt that it was a responsibility of a kumu hula to choose someone who would be faithful to what was being passed down. She recognized Kimo's interest immediately and had him carry her ukulele. Later, she took him to her other hula classes at different playgrounds. He learned how to strum the ukulele, along with the proper pronunciation and phrasing for Hawaiian chanting and singing. As her student and apprentice for 14 years, Kimo handled chanting and drumming and assisted with workshops. When Kimo was 16, Auntie Adeline went to Japan and left Kimo in charge of her hula classes for 100 children with the City and County Parks and Recreation Department summer program. Kimo continued his training with Mrs. Hattie Au, Pua Ha'aheo's Alakai in Kahana. Mrs. Au and Mrs. Kauhane taught him drumming, chanting, and ancient dances. Both Auntie Adeline and Kimo Alama were strong Roman Catholics, so there was no formal uniki ceremony. As his primary instructor, Auntie Adeline sanctioned Kimo Alama as a teacher. In 1969, Huakale Kamau asked Auntie Adeline to allow Kimo to teach classes at the State Foundation of Culture and the Arts workshops. While attending Kamehameha schools from 1969 to 1973, Kimo also learned from Ms. Winona Beamer. Gerald Alama was a student song leader in the 1973 Kamehameha Schools Song Contest, performing Na Leo Hawaii and Malua Ki'iwai. Also in 1973, the 17-year-old Gerald Kimo Alama entered 2 songs in the 24th Annual Hawaiian Song Composing Contest for Ukulele and Monkey Pod Awards. His composition, Pua Melia, placed first, while another composition, Nani Manoa, placed third. Fellow composer Catherine Maunakea took second place and honorable mention. Kimo's mele, Nani Manoa, continues to be recorded and danced to this day. Kimo continued to study hula under Alice Namakelua, Johnny Almeida, George Holokai, and Huakale Kamau. Kimo is a graduate of the Kamehameha Schools, Honolulu Community College, and the University of Hawaii. In 1974, Kimo was performing at the Waikikian Hotel, but needed money to buy a car. He began teaching hula, and very quickly, his classes ballooned to 250 students. In December 1977, the group Halona released Changalangalang Today on Pumehana Records, produced by Bill Murata. Halona consisted of Jack Ha'o on piano, Manu Palama on ukulele, Keaulana Kasparovich on guitar, and Kimo Alama on upright bass. All 4 members sang both solo and harmony vocals. In 1994, Pua Records released Lei Hulu Sings for the Hula, featuring Kimo Alama Keaulana and Lei Hulu. This group was composed of Kimo Alama Keaulana on ukulele and vocals, Noi Kini Buchanan on guitar and vocals, Angie Costa on hula implements and kahea, and Kimo's life partner, Joe Keaulana, on upright bass and vocals. In 2004, Kimo Alama Keaulana released Hula Lives. His group, Lei Hula, now featured Kimo Alama Keaulana on ukulele and lead vocals, Joseph K. Keaulana Jr. on upright bass and vocals, Pahukua Morse on guitar and vocals, Lani Huli Lee on piano, Kila Kila Ozawa on steel guitar, and John Douglas Keaulana on vibraphone. Kimo has performed professionally at many hotels, nightclubs, and for numerous halau. Kimo has also judged major hula competitions, including the Merry Monarch Hula Festival. He has also lectured at conferences in Hawaii and Japan. For the Department of Education, Kimo taught at Kalakaua Intermediate, Moanua High, Molokai High and Intermediate, Washington Intermediate, and Kalani High Schools. In 1995, he served as a Hawaiian language lecturer at Keaulana Community College for Edith McKinsey. When she retired, Kimo was hired to teach full-time at HCC. In every aspect of his teaching, Kimo Alama Keaulana strives to enrich his students' lives in the best possible way. A young hula prodigy in his teens would compose memorable mele, teach hula, entertain in Waikiki, and evolve into a legendary Hawaiian music scholar and authority. The Hawaii Academy of Recording Arts is pleased to give the Lifetime Achievement Award to Kimo Alama Keaulana.
I'm sorry that I did holler at that time.
Because I didn't want this award. I thought I was too young for it. But I want to thank Hara and everybody here in this room. You know, the road that led me here was paved way before I even stepped foot on it. And it's all about those wonderful people like Candace's mother, Adeline Lee, who took so much of her time to teach me so many things. And I want to also mention Sarah Kiahi, who is Sarah Quickie at Kamehameha Schools, who fine-tuned my Hawaiian language. And first, showed me Mrs. Kavena Pukui's translations, and I got to look at all this. And then I'm glad that Kamai Kapanui could be here. Through her, I got to, as a young high schooler and a teenager, join her group, Namele o Papakolea. Every Tuesday and Thursdays, we go practice at their house, 394 Awayulimu Street. And I got to teach you over there very young and sing too. That's how I got to learn how to play the basses on her grandmother's bass. Grandmother was Margaret Olsen. And so I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I used to watch Auntie Violet Pahinui pound her bass and I copied the fingers. So I'm grateful to that. And one day, I think I was 19 years old, I got a phone call from Woody Fern, and he brought me to Shaw and Jack Thompson. And so I got to be in Tihati's Bora Bora A. And Uncle George Holokai took me under his wing to be his understudy so that I can take his place, and that's how I came to the fabulous Kealau Kalama's Hawaiian Review at the Waikiki Resort Hotel. And when I'm working at the hotel, we do our cocktail parties on Tuesday evenings for our malihinis. But when I was working at the front desk in the evening, I got to do my dinner breaks and go next door to the Ilikai to go dance at Auntie Pauline Kikahuna and Leilani Mendez and Violet Pahulilikoi there. It's such a fun and wonderful journey, and I never thought I would ever amount to anything. And I think I have to remember Auntie Pat Bacon, and I wish she could be here because it was through her the Bishop Museum saw value and worth in my work, and so my many collection is there. And also to the University of Hawaii at Manoa, who saw value and worth in our Hawaiian music and brought it to the university level. And I got to teach courses on Hawaiian music and our mele wahipana. And so I want to thank Kevin Lopez and all those wonderful people at UH Manoa for seeing value and worth in our music and bringing it up to the university and all that stuff. Yeah, she'd like to make stew and invite her friends over and have royal beer. And Mike Kelly, I want to thank you and KCC and Radio 2 and Rhoda Kihi for having that series coming out on Namele. And thank you for having faith in me to explain Hawaiian songs on the air. And Mr. Samson over here.
I used to go listen to play at Wongi's on Kalani Street. Used to play my cousin Tony Lindsay. Tommy used to come listen to me at a Midway Bar on Hotel Street. Yeah. And then I said, I better cut this nonsense off because I was also playing at Shindig Bar in the corner of Pogo Hill. So I said, I better go to college and finish my education. And you're right, Mr. Harrington, you got a teacher love you. And I do love my students. But the Hawaiians, it's so hard to teach sometimes. It's just like computers, you gotta punch that information in there. I hope you folks have a cocktail, because this is thirsty music. My last album. I want to do a very special number, and this goes out to Keaulana Alama. You know, when I think I was still in high school, or at least 50 pounds ago. I was brought to her show by Uncle Charles Tolokai, and she would graciously let me into her show. And she had the most beautiful, we first went to the Waikiki Resort Hotel on the Waikiki Falls Supper Club when she had a show on. It was the most beautiful Hawaiian show you ever saw. With beautiful costumes, beautiful numbers, beautiful hulas. This is one of the songs from her show. And she had a lovely, lovely friend who I got to meet later on because of Keaulana Alama by the name of Mr. George Huddy. Yes. Mr. Huddy composed this song for her show because of all of her beautiful, fresh flowers. Everything in that show was real, except for the eyelashes and the nails. Thank you. We have some people out there know how to dance this hula. I don't want you to stand up just where you are reading and spread yourself around the room. And we're going to dance this hula for the lovely Keaulana Alama, who invited me up to her hula studio when I was at the Bishop Museum upstairs. And as a young hula teacher, she helped me to grow this way. And so, to you, Keaulana Alama, this is a lovely aloha poem. And this song, Keaulana, he's good in the show. And his teaching are very lovely, Keaulana. And she says how majestic is the beauty of flowers so sweet. And of all the lovely flowers that grow, our love goes out to the plumeria. Ikamakani hulia hiva hiva ya oe o Keaulana ona hua hoina o voice is so soft as it touches the petals of my flower, and my heart is open with love. Seeing first by our Malihinis that come back here. Excuse her, she'll step on her train now. And her blossoms in beautiful ways of the love of our Malihinis. So here, let me tell you my story, and here is my song, all about our love that we have for the India. How majestic you are. Haina one more time. Haina 14 times. Haina iya mai. These are very lovely hula sweethearts. And aloha pua Maria. Aloha kalama. Aloha kalama. Mahalo.
Kimo, Alama, Keaulana. Kimo, stay. Everybody, all the musicians, stay. Oh, first up, we gotta give you the awards. At this time, I would like to call upon all of the recipients today of the Lifetime Achievement Awards to please join us on stage.
All the entertainers, Sam, Al Harrington. Willie had to leave. He had to go catch the plane back to the Valley Owl. Mike Kelly, come on up. Oh, we're just, yeah. Or actually, step up front. Step up just in front of the microphones. Yeah, step in front of the microphones. Sure. Well, Kimo's getting the photo up. Did we have fun today? I've been to a couple of these. This is the second one that I've emceed, and man, this was. There's a lot of great energy that was in the room today. Just got to make sure that everybody's in the photo. Mike Kelly, I don't know if we've ever totally met, but you had Records Hawaii and DJ Sound City. I spent a lot of money at those places when I was a kid. Tons and tons. There you go. All right. This is a lot of pixels. We're going to do about 30 seconds. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, the Hawaii Academy of Recording Arts is so honored to give Lifetime Achievement Awards, and the names of Al Harrington, Willie K, Kimo, Alama, Keaulana, Mike Kelly, and Sam Septimo are now in this program every year, and we'll be remembered as those with Lifetime Achievement. Also, the Lifetime Achievement Legacy Recognition recipients, Madam Nani Alapani and Martin Pahinui, will always be remembered. We wanted to give a huge, huge mahalo to the one person who has really made this all possible by putting this all together, Hara Vice President Julian Ako. Julian? And also wanted to thank the fine folks here at the Manoa Ballroom of the Japan Cultural Center of Hawaii for hosting us this year. New venue, hope everybody had a lot of fun. If you could all please stand now and join us as we sing to end our program, Hawaii Aloha. And I'm so unqualified to begin it. I know. Here we go. E Hawaii e kuo me anawe. Mahalo to the recipients. Mahalo to you for being part of our Kalina. We'll see you at the Nahoku Hana Awards on May 25th, 2019 at the Hawaii Convention Center. Again, mahalo. And don't forget to check for your silent auction items outside. You have to be here, you have to be present to win. If not, we will give it to the